the hills of Northern Ireland. Ireland has a long tradition of gold which may date back over 4,000 years. Many think these early Bronze Age artefacts are made with gold that was found here. But my journey is bringing me bang up to date with a modern gold rush that looks set to turn the Emerald Isle gold. It wasn't until the 1960s that scientists finally figured out that it was something called plate tectonics that had shaped our planet. The theory said that all the Earth's continents had moved slowly across the face of the Earth, colliding and splitting throughout geologic time. They then went on to figure out that if Northern Ireland had once been joined to a gold-rich part of North America around Newfoundland, and as the rocks in both places were the same, then if there was gold in North America, why not here? I've come to the Curranaut Prospect near Omagh to meet a man who's been hunting for gold here since the early 80s. His search has seen him scour every inch of these hills because proving the theory took some clever detective work in some pretty inaccessible places. Garth Earls is a senior geologist of the Northern Ireland Geological Survey, and it was in this slippery stream that he and a colleague made an exciting discovery. Garth wasn't panning for gold, he was looking for something much more surprising: rust.
And that material is probably caused by the occurrence of the minerals that contain gold, specifically what minerals known as fool's gold. So some places where we see this particular iron oxidation, this iron material, we can sort of figure that this might be a good place to look. Hopefully you can see some of the fool's gold.
Oh yeah, I can see that with my naked eye, yeah. Fool's gold is the nickname of the common mineral iron pyrites, and while it looks like real gold... Oh yeah, yes, it's full of it, isn't it?
It is.
Often, it's a worthless dead end for prospectors. But Garth discovered that in this deposit the fool's gold occurred along with the real stuff, so it could lead him to a bonanza.
The more pyrite that's present in this rock, the more gold is present also.
So there might even be tiny little flecks of gold in there?
Oh, there are.
So what do I do with this?
Well, you can keep it or you can throw it away.
Seems a bit wanton, doesn't it? There's gold in there. Although Garth's cavalier attitude may be well-founded because he'd discovered something else. He noticed that this stream seemed to bend and meander in a number of places, and wherever it did, he found veins of quartz loaded with both fool's gold and real gold.
The stream can't break through, it can't go past this, and it follows it for about maybe 15 or 20 metres, and then it changes direction again. So if you look at this on a map, you will see the stream has got these meanders, and every one of these meanders turns out to be associated with a gold vein. Past these rocks.
So this is the big place, this is where you first knew that you were on the money?
You can take this and crush it down. It's very rich, contains very high levels of gold.
So in here, there is actually gold that was found in an Irish stream.
Correct.
It's very exciting, isn't it?
It is, and that's the same buzz as prospectors and geologists we get whenever we find something like this. This is what we spend our time looking for, and to be successful and find it gives us a real kick.
But of course, just because they'd found the quartz veins, that didn't mean that a mining company was suddenly going to stump up the millions of pounds that would be required for a major mining operation. In order to get that kind of evidence, they needed to go underground. This way?
Yeah, down the stream. This exploratory tunnel, or adit, was dug as the result of Garth's findings. Running directly under the stream, it extends deep into the hillside. This tunnel's a huge piece of engineering. Why was it necessary? Because we needed to prove that the veins were continuous. Here we're actually travelling along the vein, and we can see that it's well mineralised, we can see that it's continuous, and that gives us a lot of confidence. And
Just along there, you can see that the vein is almost all made up of iron pyrite, the sulfide, that contains the real gold.
It's a big one, this, isn't it?
Yeah, the vein's just over 1 metre wide here, and the grade is exceptionally high. I mean, this material contains over 10 ounces of gold per tonne of rock.
But as the old saying goes, all that glitters is not gold. So as pretty as this is, the shiny stuff is the worthless fool's gold. The real gold is invisible to the naked eye. Microscopic particles 20 microns across. That's about 1/8 the width of a human hair. So any mining operation would need to first extract and then crush up the rocks to create this. Gold dust. It's a huge amount of work, but it looks like the rewards might be worth it. This rock contains about $10,000 worth of gold, and the mine manager said to me that anyone can have it provided they can take it away, which is very generous, except it weighs the best part of a tonne. I'll come back for it later. In fact, Garth and his team have estimated that in this hillside alone, there's at least an incredible 600,000 ounces of gold, which at today's prices is worth about £500 million. But mixing my metaphors, even that's probably just the tip of the iceberg.
The information is that the resource of 600,000 ounces is in the central portion of this map.
But you've got an enormous number of other veins over there, over here, down there.
Yeah, there's over 30 veins that have been discovered. The resource itself is only based on 6 or 7 of these. As well as that, this area here has a lot of potential. This area here, and down to the south also.
Do you think there could be as much gold there, there and there as there seems to be here?
Yes, there's every reason to believe that if the same amount of work is successful in the west and the south and the east, that 600,000 ounces can be significantly increased.
That would be an awful lot of gold in one hillside.
This potential bonanza led to Northern Ireland becoming the most widely surveyed country on the planet. Called the Tellus Project, for 3 years every inch of Northern Ireland was studied from the ground and from the air. What it revealed was this. A kind of treasure map for the 21st century, with the darker areas or bullseyes identifying the locations richest in gold. But deciding where to dig is a difficult and expensive process, as the grade of gold and type of terrain dictates the method of mining. To date, only one location has been granted the license to dig, and with the potential of a massive 14 tons of gold hidden in the deposit, it's no surprise that the diggers and haul trucks are already hard at work in search of microscopic gold.
This is Cavanagh Core, Britain's newest and only working gold mine. And all right, a great big hole in the ground isn't everyone's choice for a visit, but this is where our story comes to a fruition. Because although my search for gold is over, nature doesn't give up its treasures that easily. How on earth do you mine something you can't even see?
The answer is a multi-million-pound operation burrowing deep into the landscape. But there are no tunnels here, as this is an open cast mine. And they have to dig a hole this large just to get at a vein of gold-bearing quartz a few feet wide. Nick Hardy is the man in charge.
How much rock do you shift?
We need to shift round about 60 to 70 tonnes of rock to get a tonne of ore material.
And how much gold will you get out of that 1 tonne of ore?
Our ore that we deliver to the mills running around about 7 grams per tonne.
And what can you do with that?
7 grams of gold for an 18 carat gold wedding ring.
So that's 60 tonnes of rock to make 1 wedding ring?
That's right.
Extracting the ore is just part of the process, as the precious invisible gold still needs separating.
Got the ore coming in over here.
And to do that involves a lot of industrial crushing, smashing, and finally bubbling through these flotation tanks.
which use the gold's hydrophobic or water-hating properties to separate the gold particles from the other minerals. And when it's all done, they get this. A bag of purest grey? What's in there?
Well, it's a mixture of minerals just as it was in the vein, but in a more concentrated form. Pyrite in its various forms, lead and gold and silver.
These bags are destined for Canada, where the gold will finally be separated. But to test the purity and grade of what they mine, the guys here carry out a test called a fire assay. Fire assay means trial by fire. It's a pretty appropriate name because this furnace is over 1100 degrees centigrade. As dangerous as this test is, it's vital, because not only does it determine the purity of the gold, and therefore how much the mine gets paid, but it's also the only time they ever get to see their gold here at the mine. So there you have it. Pure British gold. More than 400 million years in the making, and now fueling a new gold rush. Since operations began, the mines extracted over 15,000 troy ounces of gold, which at today's prices is well in excess of £100 million. But not all the gold's exported. Some of it's used to create their own brand of jewellery. Jewellery made with rare, pure British gold, just as the ancient Celts are thought to have done over 4,000 years ago.